We are previewing Week 12 in college football here at SBR Foreign Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're continuing our call right now with Jeff Grant, sports betting writer for the Bleacher Report and one of our most popular football handicappers out of all the handicappers we have this year. All right, Jeff, the second game I asked you to take a look at is California at Oregon State. The lines aren't out yet, and that's because of questions and issues at quarterback for both teams, although more so for California. I'm looking at this game, though. I'm thinking that no matter what the line, I'm assuming that it'll be a reasonable line based on the math, that Oregon State is probably going to have an edge here. They are coming off a loss that, knocked them out of the Pac-12 title contention and the Rose Bowl probably. But California, it's their last game of the year. They're having real issues with injuries on offense, and, they're not very good to begin with. I think they're just playing out the year, whereas, I think that Oregon State's coach will have them in a good frame of mind to rebound. He's going to, rally them, not to give up or be down after that loss last time. And Mannion's going to return at quarterback, I think. I think Oregon State's the play here, although, not sure how big of a favorite they will be. What do you think?
Yeah, it's all going to come down to the number here. And so when handicapping this game, I had to find out how the winning team in this series has gone against the number. Based on, I think that Oregon State's going to come out in the area of an 11 to 14-point home favorite. Anything more than that, I think you're going to be hard-pressed to see me get any money down on Oregon State as a favorite of 14.5 or higher. But the winning team has covered the last 10 meetings in the series by an average of 17.3 points per game. And that's significant, especially in this series, Peter. This is a Pac-12 conference game. These two coaches go back to the Pac-10, of course. Riley's been in Corvallis for more than a decade, and Tedford is just short of that. So that trend of a winning team in this series covering by that amount of points is significant. So I suggest people laying the points with Oregon State. Oregon State's obviously going to be a favorite here.
Yeah. What do you think is the mental state of California? A lot of times in the last game of the season, sometimes teams are coming in looking to make a statement and say, we weren't as bad or, as we were all year. Sometimes they're just like mailing it in. They're saying, let's end the season now. What do you think the mental state is of California at the moment?
I think they're downtrodden. Yeah. I think they're going to have a listless performance. They've had to hear about their head coach being on the hot seat from the beginning of the year, and he's on the hottest seat in the nation, possibly. So they've already have the worst record in the history of the Jeff Tedford era, and they just come off that game you said in Oregon. Now, what's the biggest game in Pac-12 conference play? That's playing against the Oregon Ducks this year. So they're coming off that, and they've also gone 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 trips to the state of Oregon, either playing Oregon or Oregon State. So once again, I think Oregon State here, they don't have much to play for either. But you mentioned that Sean Mannion's going to be back under center, and he's really battling with the other quarterback of who's going to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the year and even beyond. Both of them are underclassmen. So I think he has a lot to prove here, and I like the fact that he's going to be throwing the ball a lot against the Cal defense that gives up a lot of yards through the air.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. These lines are based on the assumption that both teams are giving, 100%. But if you can handicap one team that, where they really, their heart might not be in it, you can get a huge edge, even if you have to take them, the other team as a big favorite. So I'm leaning Oregon State here pretty heavily. And you think that the cutoff line should be 14? Anything under 14? You recommend Oregon State?
Anything under 14, looking at the past performances of the last few games, spread-wise with both teams, Oregon State is not one of the better home favorites in the Pac-12 conference, but when Cal loses as a road underdog, which I expect they're going to lose this game based on the factors that we already talked about, they are terrible against the spread. So anything under 14, our viewers should play the Oregon State Beavers.
Okay, great preview once again, Jeff Grant. Thanks, and we'll talk to you again next week.